Why I'm trapping in the stove, they wanna know. Truth from my head to my shoes, design on my clothes, yeah, they wanna know. They wanna know. They wanna know. Why I got the gon' go, they wanna know. Why I'm trapping in the stove, they wanna know.
What's up, y'all? What's goody? 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 It's your girl Zeze back with another motherfucking video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications bell, give this bitch a thumbs up, share this motherfucker, all the shit, all the shit, all the shit. You feel me? So today's video is going to be about being black in the service industry. Honestly, I really want to name this joint white privilege in the service industry because that's more so what this shit is directed about. You know what I'm saying? Being black, I mean, really at any fucking job is going to be, you're going to have a different experience than your white counterparts. You're going to be treated differently than your white counterparts. I mean, that's just the reality of fucking black people at this point. It's been like that, not even at this point, for centuries. Since fucking we began in America, since we was able to actually work illegally and get paid in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have always been treated differently, unfairly, unjustly, you know, over our fucking white counterparts or non-black counterparts. And me specifically, I've been working as a service industry as a waitress for about a good 3-4 years now. Even before then, I was working, you know what I'm saying, at like fast food restaurants, and you know what I'm saying, I was a hostess and some shit like that. So like, I've always worked in the fucking service industry. This is the only industry I've ever had a job in, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy it, of course, you know what I'm saying, because I have a nice personality, all this other bullshit, like talk to people, you know what I'm saying? But you know, especially being a conscious black woman, you know, I've been peeping shit over the years that is just so fucking insanely unjust and unfair. Like, these white people can literally get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy the type of shit they get away with and the type of shit we have to deal with doing the same things they do, but we get chastised or fired or suspended or written up for. Just recently, something happened in my job that really sparked this idea of this video for me. I don't want to tell y'all the whole, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of a long story, but just to make a long story short, basically, black dude, you know what I'm saying, at my job, gets into it with a white woman. The white woman starts this, you know what I'm saying, this argument. You know what I'm saying, she instigates this fucking argument. She antagonizes this black man. She's up in his face. All of this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there trying to do her job. She's not even supposed to be in this area. She's not even, you know what I'm saying? He's back in the fucking kitchen doing whatever the fuck he's supposed to be doing in the kitchen. She's supposed to be up front. You know what I'm saying? So she comes back there, instigating this damn fight with him. You know what I'm saying? Yelling, calling him names, all types of shit. And while all of this is going on, I'm sitting there watching this. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching her instigate this fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? This fucking argument with this black dude. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, black dude's not even trying to, you know what I'm saying, get into an argument with her. He's just like, yo, go back to the front, do your job, go back to the front, this is my area, go back to the front. You know what I'm saying? Actually, while still working. And she's sitting there yelling at this man while he's still working. So, you know, after like a couple minutes, she ended up going back to the front, comes back, go back to the front, comes back. The third time she comes back, she gets up in his face, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, go back to the front. Puts his hand on her arm on her. Doesn't push her. Because honestly, I didn't even notice the damn, his hand had even touched her arm. You know what I'm saying? He just put his arm, he said, yo, go back to the front. Got his other arm up, like, yo, just go back to the front. I ain't got time for this. I'm trying to do my job. Now, like I said, I didn't even see him touch her at all. You know what I'm saying? So after he does that, out of nowhere, she's like, oh, where's the manager? I'm telling the manager, this is ridiculous. No one's going to put their hands on me at work. Like he just slapped the bitch or something. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like automatically coming to his defense like, yo, bro, I just sat there and watched this whole thing. You did not even, you know what I'm saying? You didn't hit her or nothing like that. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? You know what I'm saying? So he's confused too, like, yo, what is she talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because she's really like being so dramatic about this, like he pushed her ass or slapped her or, you know what I'm saying, like literally did anything aggressive to her, you know what I'm saying, or assaulting to her, should I say. So, you know, like I said, long story short, this man got fired over that shit. And this bitch is still walking around with a motherfucking job. Do y'all understand how motherfucking mad I was? Oh my God, because this is a perfect example of white privilege, especially white woman privilege. You know what I'm saying? We all know about the big and scary and aggressive black man narrative that they always try to push, and of course the oh so innocent and just victimized white woman, narrative they always try to push. Like, they always push that. That's always been a narrative that's always been pushed. You know what I'm saying? So, in this particular case, like, it was easy to say that because you had the blonde white woman against this, the scary black dude. Even though this dude wasn't even being aggressive, he wasn't yelling anything. Like, literally, she was the only person yelling. You know what I'm saying? Even outside the kitchen, you can hear her yelling. You couldn't even hear him talking. You know what I'm saying? I went back there because I heard her yelling, not him talking. You know what I'm saying? So, literally, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she instigated the whole thing, but she's still walking around with a fucking job, and this man is fired. You know what I'm saying? All because she honestly was harassing him. You know what I'm saying? And it's been situations like this before. Honestly, even if he did slap her or hit her or pushed her, whatever the case may be, that's self-defense. Like, I mean, my nigga, that's common sense. Even run back the cameras, you can tell that she's sitting there instigating the fight. Like I said, he's literally doing his job while she's yelling at him. Like, literally going back and forth doing his fucking job while she's yelling at him, standing there trying to bring something out of him so she can have something to argue with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, this was a perfect example of white privilege because, oh my gosh, like, this dude did nothing wrong. And had the roles been fucking reversed, he would have got fired that day. Like, he just got fired. This incident happened like last week. He just got fired like yesterday or the day before yesterday. Had this been the other way around, had he been the one yelling at her and she was the one back there doing the job, just telling him to go to the front, and she put her hand on him, they wouldn't even say nothing about that. Like, bro, what you talking about? You a man. That's sexism as well. You know what I'm saying? They would be like, oh, you a man. Like, she didn't punch you. She didn't do nothing. All she did was touch your arm and tell you to go to the front, and you was sitting there instigating a fight with her. You're fired. They would have fired him on the damn spot had the roles been reversed. But since it's an innocent white woman, the victimized white woman, and the scary black man, it's, oh, well, you did put your hand on her. You know what I'm saying? Even though you didn't necessarily push her or anything, you did put your hand on her, and for her, that was threatening, so we have to fire you. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, and stuff like this happens all the time. They get away with these little, you know what I'm saying, just little incidents like that happen all the fucking time. White people and non-black people, they all have, not all, let me not say all, but a lot of them, a good bunch of them motherfuckers have anti-black mentalities, have a lot of anti-black hatred towards us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I make sure I say non-black as well as white, because you have a lot of Asians, you have a lot of Latinos, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, different ethnicities of people who may be black, but do not consider themselves black because they have anti-black hatred towards us. They identify with white. They will identify with white before they identify with black, even though their genes say fucking otherwise. You know what I'm saying? They have anti-black hatred towards us. Of course, it's because institutionalized racism, white supremacy, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? But this literally happens. You know what I'm saying? We deal with that type of shit on a day-to-day basis, especially being a fucking server. You know what I'm saying? When I deal with, non-black customers or white customers, it's really a merciless interaction I have with a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, white servers, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, first I want to say this. Of course, black people, we gotta work 10 times as harder to get half the tip. We gotta work 10 times harder to get half the approval, or to get just as much approval as our white or non-black counterparts. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, this reaches into more than just the service industry. This works, I mean, this concept is in every aspect of any job. You know what I'm saying? We have to work harder than anybody else to get the same amount as everybody else. And so when it comes to serving, you know what I'm saying? Like, white people can have mediocre service. They can mess up things. They can even be a little rude or a little less studious than other black people, than other black servers, and still make more. You know what I'm saying? And still get less attitude, get less complaints, or get looked down upon rather than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just take a little too long to bring a receipt, or you mess up an order, you get somebody corn instead of carrots, or you know what I'm saying? Do anything by accident. The slightest things can literally fuck up the whole experience for a white or non-black table when it comes to just being experienced, like just being a black server. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? It can. They're very merciless when it comes to us. They don't give a fuck about mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck if you're a human being and you just happen to make one mistake and the rest of your shit was perfect, but this one mistake, like, they literally will not tip you shit for messing up one goddamn thing inside their whole experience. Even just dealing with their prejudice on a basic level. You know what I'm saying? Just walking up the tables, having to talk to tables that you know are already present and already looking at you like, oh, I ain't tipping this bitch shit. Or just saying, I don't want this motherfucker as a waitress because they black. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people don't have to deal with that, or non-black people don't have to fucking deal with that aspect. You know what I'm saying? I've literally taken tables where white people have told me, like, look, that's a good table. They cool as shit. They gonna tip you well. Da-da-da. And then I walk up to them and automatically, like, their whole fucking, they'll be talking to each other and shit like that, and they aren't happy and shit. And I walk up to the table and everybody just gets quiet. Everybody mood just shifts. Like, you can just tell it's just an uncomfortable, you know, nuance in the air that since I walked over there, that they're all fucking thinking, like, look at this motherfucker. Who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Who is this nigga walking up to our table? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I've had white people scoot back from the table. I've had motherfuckers, like, literally be so rude that it's just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how y'all doing? Can I get y'all something to drink? We want water. Okay, can I start? No, we don't. We just went out drinks. Do you have straws? Like, literally just fucking rude out the ass, out the fucking gate, my nigga, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Not even for no reason. For that exact reason, because my ass is black. Not only that, even dealing with prejudice, the prejudice within our managers, within your coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, it's a weird ass psychological process you have to go through being, you know, just, then I don't even want to just say being black inside the service industry, just being black and working with other groups of fucking people in general. You go through a weird fucking, you know, psychological process because you really have to deal with people saying little shit or doing little shit, you know what I'm saying, and meaning something else, or treating you a certain type of way or differently than your other coworkers or counterparts. Because you're black. Like, it's really a weird psychological process you have to go through, you know. Or with white people and black people, of course, that have drug problems, that have not good customer service, that have attitudes, that are aggressive, that start fights, that have gotten into fights, that have got locked up, that have stolen things, like literally just a whole rack of bad shit. You know what I'm saying? You put a bunch of people, different people inside one room anyways, it's bound to be a few bad apples in a bunch regardless. You know what I'm saying? But when white people don't get treated the same for doing the same shit as a black person does, like, there's black people I know who have been sent home, who have been written up for coming in high, when white people have done the same shit and not gotten those same consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, especially when it comes to drugs, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, especially when it comes to other drugs than weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of black people, of course, that I've worked with, not gonna say, like, a lot of black people I've worked with, you know what I'm saying, smoke weed. A lot of servers or people that is in, like, cooks and shit like that, dishwashers, whatever, they smoke weed and shit like that. But there's a lot of fucking white people, I mean way more white people, that not only smoke weed, but do coke, or do heroin, or do fucking crack, like real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers do, like, hardcore fucking drugs. I work with so many white people that do that, and literally came to work high as hell off other shit, off coke, that's gotten high as hell off that shit at work, you know what I'm saying, off coke, off heroin, off all these things, and managers knew about this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, other shit, certain managers was on the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, and they didn't get scrutinized, they didn't get punished, they didn't get fired, they didn't get, you know what I'm saying, written up for none of this shit, they didn't get nothing. Like, the worst I've seen happen to a white person, you know what I'm saying, in a job is get transferred. Like, literally, they've got, I know a couple managers that have had transferred for misconduct, or, you know what I'm saying, some other shit with employees, you know what I'm saying, like, I know a couple managers that have went through that, or that resigned, you know what I'm saying, that quit themselves. For them to get fired, they have to do something that's refutably, like, wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally cannot argue nothing, cannot justify their actions for anything. You know what I'm saying? They cannot justify their actions at all, and then they get fired. You know, I've seen black people get fired for the same fucking actions. You know what I'm saying? For black people, just in simple things like getting into fights or something like that, or getting angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known black girls specifically who got sent home, who got fired, whatever the case may be, for getting attitudes, who got threatened to get the fucking police called on him, who just had attitudes, you know what I'm saying, may have been ranting and stuff like that, and get sent home and got fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I know this one girl, she got fired from one of my first jobs and shit like that. She got fired because she was ranting about one of my managers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't loud or anything like that. Like, I just happened to walk back there and she was talking to one of our coworkers, like, yeah, you know, he tripping, he trying to tell me to do this, da da da. Like, I told him nah because he was da da da. You know what I'm saying? Like, just ranting about whatever situation happened, you know what I'm saying, that occurred. This man walks back to the back, sits there, walks to the back, and she doesn't stop talking. Like, she's still talking to her friend because, nigga, you step into her conversation. Like, The fuck? You know what I'm saying? You step into her fucking conversation. So she don't stop talking. You know what I'm saying? That's some real thug shit. She still talking about this nigga like, yeah, he's tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got me fucked up. Da, da, da. And he's like, you know what? You need to go home. You're fired. Instead of pulling her to the side like, hey, can I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we talk about what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like a good manager would do. Like, you tell me your perspective. We can, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can work something out. He's just like, you know what? You're fired. Goes back to the kitchen. She's still talking. So she's like, okay, whatever. Like, okay, bet. Like, I'm fired. Whatever. She's like, you ain't got to fire me out. Quit. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So she still continuing our conversation. This nigga walks around. Comes back over there and is like, oh, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm gonna call the police if you don't get off my property. Now you're not an employee. You need to get off the property. Now this is still doing like work hours. This isn't after hours or anything like that. So technically she could, now she fired, she really is a fucking customer. She can be in that motherfucker if she wants to. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, you know what? If you don't get off the property, I'm gonna call the police. She like, what? You got me fucked up. What you mean call the police? The fuck you gonna call the police? I ain't doing shit. All I'm doing is having a conversation. Yo, that shit the shit went left real fast. You know what I'm saying? The shit went left super fast. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, she ended up leaving and stuff like that. But even little things like that, like there's been white, you know what I'm saying? I've had white or non-black coworkers that literally got mad, got angry, literally got into fucking fights. Whole fights in the store and not gotten fucking fired. Like literally gotten attitudes, cursed out managers. You got me fucked up, bro. Fuck this shit. I'm fucking leaving. I don't need this shit, bro. I have 2 jobs, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like literally do so fucking much and not even get written the fuck up. Like at the fucking minimum, even get fucking written up. Like literally, if anything, they might have gotten sent home. Or that's it, or just get, Bobby, calm down. You need to calm down, Bobby, all right? This is inappropriate work behavior. You know what? I'm going to have to write you up if you don't stop the cursing, all right? Customers can hear you. Like, real shit, like, these motherfuckers they really gotta commit murder. Like, at this point, that's what the fuck I'm like, motherfucker, you gotta commit murder at this point in order to get fucking fired from these damn jobs. Because they really, like, it's just blatant. Like, I don't even know how else they say it. This shit is just blatant unfair treatment with these fucking white coworkers. Like, that shit is wild. But, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. What is your thoughts on being if you're in the service industry, what is your thoughts on being black inside the service industry? Even if you're not in the service industry, what has your black experience been like just working with other white or non-black fucking co-workers? What has your experience been like? Do you think it's unfair? Do you think you or your other black co-workers have been treated unfairly? Just let me know what your thoughts is below. Other than that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bell, give this bit a thumbs up, share this motherfucker, other shit. Other than that, that's all I got. Alright.
So I ran it off. Can't put no lie.